This book is called Pranic Living Unveiled, The New Way of Nourishment. It's one of my newer books, and we're taking a look today. So thank you so much for joining. This is some more wisdom of the ages. This is the Pranic Pages. And you can check out that playlist right before we say this. And it's on YouTube, and it's called the Pranic Pages. So Pranic Living Unveiled, we'll start with the foreword from one of my very good friends, Celeste Rojas. We did a Vipassana retreat together, 10 days in a row, sitting down for 10 hours of meditation a day for 10 days at Vipassana. That was amazing. Shout out to Celeste. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. So, forward. The dogs are up. Just before meeting Jerome in person, a dear friend shared a truth with me that I would never be able to unhear, no matter how much my mind resisted it. There are people who happily live without consuming food or water. They are known as breatharians. Ones who are nourished by prana or life force energy. Instead of sharing my whole process around this awakening realization or getting lost in the labels, I want to focus on how synchronistic it was that I crossed paths with Jerome Shaw for the first time. Hey, y'all, check out my friend here, Tara.
Good morning.
Amazing being right here. If you didn't know, also known as Raw by Tara, Raw Vegan Fitness. Y'all definitely go follow this lady.
Thank you.
She's doing amazing things in the world right now. Amazing things. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerome.
All right. I'm going to be taking you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll give you a ride. Got to wake up Kyle.
Okay, awesome.
And then we'll head out.
Beautiful. Thanks,
All
Jerome.
right. Of course. All right. So, where were we? I want to focus on how synchronistic it was that I crossed paths with Jerome Shaw for the first time less than 2 months after that life-shifting seed was officially planted in my mind. Since then, he has played a crucial role in the watering of my internal pranic garden, in which he has shown me how important presence, faith, and community truly are when courageously choosing a road less traveled, such as this one. When I first met Jerome, he was sitting barefoot on the grass, deep in conversation with a mutual friend at Love Long Beach Festival in Los Angeles, California. Yeah, that was me and Sunrise the Divine at Love Long Beach, that festival. Yeah, I remember that. He was about to play the flute with a group on stage on a perfectly sunny summer day. Wow, I remember that. Yeah, I was with Summer Ray, Summer and Sky, and Solace Minerva. Oh my gosh. Wow. Bringing me down memory lane. Yeah, I was playing the shakuhachi. He was playing the big old cello, and she had some instruments as well. So, wow, this is taking me back. I had never heard of him before and had zero idea he was leading a pranic lifestyle. Yet alone had I ever met anyone who has. The day we met was the day Sunrise, the Divine, and I suggested we all sit a 10-day Vipassana silent meditation course together that fall season. Such a humble, eager student of life, Jerome was so open and completed his first course with us while only consuming liquids, as if 10 hours meditating per day for 10 days in noble silence wasn't enough of a challenge. Jerome left a mark on a number of hearts at that Dhamma center, especially Deb, the assistant teacher of the course. I didn't even know that. To this day, she recalls with awe how I brought a friend who wore sandals in the snow the whole course without a slither of a complaint, aka Jerome. This was one of many instances where I learned just how radiant and equanimous he actually is. Oh, thank you, Celeste. Being rarely impacted by external circumstances. His mental state is secure, inner equilibrium stable, and faith strong. This mind-body-soul alignment is a monk-like lifestyle of embodiment, consisting of an integrative moment-to-moment meditative state. My respect for the seemingly alien of a man, you're funny, who only rarely consumed liquids such as tea or juice, and quite unfazed by external conditions like weather or people, struck my inner core in an impactful way. Rather than putting Jerome on a pedestal of sorts, I say this to highlight how any lingering doubt about the possibility of living primarily on pranic energy slowly chipped away once I got to see and feel for myself how he had shifted the ways he nourished himself and was benefiting greatly from doing so. In Vipassana, we learned the significant difference between intellectual knowledge and wisdom gained from actual lived experience, also known as Bhavana Maya Pana in the sacred language of Pali. By getting to know Jerome, I witnessed the real possibility of nourishment from prana, which inspired me to explore with my own body at my own pace. Similarly, Jerome often reminds me that living with monks and other like-minded beings who fast assisted him tremendously with challenging transitions around consuming less. The combination of gaining your own lived experience and being surrounded by others who inspire you to be the best version of yourself is life-giving. Jerome walks his walk with integrity and speaks with committed action in a diligent, yet unrushed and unbothered way. Just being in his presence, either in person, at an event he's speaking at, listening to his countless interviews online, reading his words through social media posts, or any of his now 7 published books, you can feel the depth of his heart in each concise sentence, a sentence that more than likely rhymes, makes you giggle, reconsider a belief, or all of the above. In this book, Pranic Living Unveiled, Jerome touches on the power of embodying your highest self on this pranic journey and how self-improvement naturally radiates out to all of our surroundings. He highlights how the unfolding of his pranic journey became bigger than him as an individual. There is a deep reverence in acknowledging how impactful sharing your light is and how much more easily you can share when you begin unlearning, releasing, and replacing habits like overconsumption, which may subconsciously be weighing you down. Jerome has been a constant beacon of encouragement when it comes to sharing my light, and I often see how he plays a similar role when crossing paths with others. His grounded way of sharing the most valuable thing you can share with anyone, your presence, naturally shines light on shadows in a loving way. While in relation with him, I have noticed scarcity mindset tendencies within myself, which is of course connected to my relationship with all forms of consumption. And it has helped me acknowledge just how much my internal word sets the stage for my external world. Meeting him, when I did, was enough proof that coincidences are non-existent and anything is possible. What I've learned about Jerome, or from Jerome, about embarking on this pranic adventure is to, number 1, cherish and honor wherever I am in my pranic and human journey with focused presence. 2, have faith in myself, others, and the universe while sharing freely. And 3, immerse myself in a supportive community while treating those who misunderstand me with non-judgment and respect. According to Jerome, taking charge of your life and personal freedom is a form of self-care, and the promise of pranic living is that a simple natural form of nourishment from the energy that surrounds us can sustain and protect us and connect us to the universe. To me, the pranic journey can also be an adventurous opportunity to explore human life in a more simple way, and will be unique to each individual. It is more than worth the risk of temporary discomfort which comes with letting go of attachments to outdated beliefs. I pray that in a world of instant gratification and constant movement, surrounded by the most convincing distractions and breathtaking beauty, that you, the reader, can fully enjoy moments of stillness, inspiration, and peace, while reading the words carefully written by dearest Jerome Shaw. Regardless of where this journey takes you, know that the promise of pranic living will always be there for you to access it if you allow for it, similar to how the doors of Dhamma will always be wide open, welcoming you to shine bright. May you align with your inner resonance, like a scientist experimenting with your body's superpowers for fun, with a compassionate mind, an open heart, and unwavering curiosity. Enjoy reading Jerome's beautiful story, dripping with encouragement to practice stillness in your own way, so you can see that you are truly what you're truly hungry for, and step into your radiant essence with the utmost grace. With Metta, Celeste Rojas. So blessings, Celeste. You know you're the best. Much love. Thank you for what you express. I'm grateful for our friendship. Letting time be the test. So we begin with the first chapter, the Breatharian bandwidth. There is a challenge that many people face on the pranic journey: being misunderstood. I face this so many times with my family and friends, some of which still communicate, and some that don't anymore. It's a common encounter. Those who don't resonate with your lifestyle choices or your decision to not eat traditional food. But that's okay. You don't need anyone. You don't need everyone to understand you. In fact, sometimes it's important to be okay with not being understood by everyone. One of my mentors once told me to get eating out of the way because once I fully embrace this pranic lifestyle, I might never want to go back. It turns out she was right. The feeling of lightness and clarity that comes from being less dense is truly indescribable. It is something that cannot be replaced by any food. So if you're just starting out on this journey, you might not want to put up a large resistance, a huge resistance. You might want to simply enjoy things while they last and trust that as you continue, your body and mind will naturally align to the new frequency. You could call it the pranic wavelength or the Breatharian bandwidth. Either way, it is a vibration that is gradually making its way through our nation. As you continue to read, it is already sowing the seeds, a global movement that brings much more improvement. Remember, this is a journey, and it's important to embrace every step. So don't worry about being misunderstood. Trust in your inner guide and just enjoy the ride. Embracing this path requires a deep sense of inner security. It is easy to feel isolated when those around you question your choices. But remember that your journey is unique to you. There will be moments when you may feel the urge to explain yourself, to justify your decisions, but the true power lies in silent confidence. Let your energy speak for itself, as they say. For energy truly speaks louder than words. As you continue to walk this path, your transformation will become evident in the lightness of your being, the clarity of your thoughts, and the serenity of your presence. People may even feel as though your auric field is like medicine for them. It was such a wonderful experience when I traveled to the Pranic World Festival in Kokore, Italy. Shout out to Nicholas Pilartz and Rafaela from Kokore. For the first time, I witnessed many pranic practitioners and breatharian speakers all gathered together. What was equally surreal was meeting people I had never seen before and having conversations. They said they had watched and listened to so much of my content. It was like they already knew me, like they had me in their pockets, so to speak. A particular couple I will never forget because of their reaction to me. I didn't see myself as anything major. Still really don't. Just another student of life. But when I hugged this man's wife, she broke down in tears. It shocked me at first, wondering what I had done wrong. But it was actually the other way around. They were tears of joy. Her husband just stood there as well, smiling and taking in the moment with us. It was then that I realized this journey was much bigger than me. It made me want to work on myself even more to be the best version for others, to be in service to myself so I could be in greater service to someone else. In a world that often prioritizes external validation, the pranic journey asks you to turn inward. It invites you to cultivate a relationship with your inner self that is unshakable, to have a thirst for knowledge and a hunger for expansion. This isn't always easy, especially when confronted with skepticism or disbelief. But each challenge you face is an opportunity to deepen your practice, to strengthen your connection to the source that sustains you. Over time, you may find that the need for external approval fades away, replaced by a profound sense of inner fulfillment. As you align more deeply with the pranic wavelength, you might notice a shift in your relationships. Some connections may grow stronger, as others naturally fall away. This is part of the process of refinement that accompanies any spiritual journey. It is not about judging those who cannot understand, but rather about honoring the changes within yourself. It is the best thing we can do for our own mental health. The people who are meant to walk alongside you will resonate with your new frequency, and those who don't will continue on their own path. Trust that this is the natural order of things, and don't be alarmed by the change that it brings. This is a journey towards liberation, not just from the physical need for food, but from the limitations of conventional thinking. It's about transcending the density of the material world and embracing the subtle energies that sustain life in its purest form. This is a path of empowerment, where each step forward brings you closer to your true essence. So continue with an open heart, a clear mind, a spirit attuned to the pranic flow. The journey may not always be easy, but it will always be worth more, much more than you know. The signals of the soul. To eat when you are sick is to feed your illness. Hippocrates. Hippocrates, a Greek physician and philosopher, lived and breathed over 2,000 years ago. Yet this quote still holds true today. We, as human beings, continue to feed our sicknesses with food. Animals do not eat when they are sick, and yet as humans, it seems to be our inclination to do so. Our addiction to food subverts our natural instincts. But what if you knew that your body is intelligent and has the ability to heal itself? By constantly feeding our bodies, we are actually hindering its natural healing process. This is where pranic living comes in. Fasting is the practice of abstaining from food for a certain period of time, while pranic living is the practice of being nourished by energies that don't necessarily come from food. Fasting is a detox for your body, while pranic living is a lifestyle for your spirit. It's good to take a step back and trust in our body's natural ability to heal itself, to break free from the addiction to food and listen to what our body is saying. The body has a language of its own, and it shows up in so many ways. It shows up on our skin, shows up in the toilet. It shows up in the way that we feel. Our emotions are stresses and triggers. Our inflammation is information. Our constipation is communication. And even our violent outbursts come from a lower vibration. Knowing this, the body is like a perpetual conversation. We become more in tune when we're giving it room. If we don't take heed to when our body is whispering, we will soon hear it screaming. This is often not a mere cry for attention, but a plea for help. The irony is, the best thing we can do to help the body is do nothing. It is simply for us to move out of the way and allow the body's natural healing process. By embracing stillness, we allow the body's wisdom to emerge. When we step aside, we create space for the body's innate intelligence to work its magic. The body knows how to heal. It just needs the opportunity. This is why fasting can be so powerful. Contrary to popular belief, it is not all about deprivation. It's about giving the body the rest it deserves to reset and regenerate. Pranic living takes this concept even further, aligning our physical existence with the subtler energies that sustain all life. By reducing our dependence on physical food, we become more attuned to these energies, allowing our bodies to be nourished in ways that transcend the material plane. This shift in focus from physical sustenance to energetic sustenance can lead to profound changes, not only in your health, but in your overall sense of well-being. As you tune into your body's signals, you are now becoming more aware of how your thoughts, emotions, and habits impact your health. Each symptom, each discomfort is a message from the body urging you to pay attention. When we stop masking these messages with food or other distractions, we begin to understand the deeper needs of ourselves. It is about cultivating a deeper relationship with our inner selves. It is about listening to the broadcast of your body's wisdom, trusting its divine timing, and embracing the natural rhythm of life. In doing so, we not only heal our physical bodies, but also align ourselves with a higher frequency, which leads to a life of greater clarity, peace, and vitality. Isn't that what we say we all want? Isn't that ultimately the big picture in life, the idea of happiness and true fulfillment, realize that sometimes the most powerful action you can take is to simply be still and allow things to unfold. Your body is a miraculous vessel, capable of incredible healing when given the chance. Let it guide you on this journey towards heightened health and spiritual awakening. And this chapter ends with a quote from Victor Truviano. The quote says, "So this year, when I was in the mountains, I drank only liquids. And that was very interesting because in nature, I found all the things that I needed. Everything was provided by nature. The first months, I was only drinking fruit juices. And after some months in this way, there came a time when my body couldn't accept all this sugar anymore. So my body told me, no more sugar, no more juice. And after that, I started to drink only tea. All the teas that you can imagine, all of them. So after only 2 months, with only tea, the body asked me, no more tea. And that was a very strong process because everything is about taste here. Everything is taste. I started to drink only water for the last 2 months of this year. And as I was drinking water, I started to notice that water was the most heaviest that exists on the planet. I could feel the mountain in my mouth, all the minerals and everything. So after 2 months of just water, I couldn't drink the mountain anymore because it was really too much for me. So now, it has been 8 years that I haven't been drinking anything." Victor Truviano. So we'll go ahead and stop here. Thank you so much, my friend, for listening. Thank you always for glistening. This has just been a reading as we've been proceeding. The book is called Pranic Living Unveiled, The New Way of Nourishment. And share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Keep the grateful, thankful spirit. And I trust that the rest of your life will be the best of your life. My friend, this has been Jerome Shaw. We have the website for you for all things Pranic Living. That website, of course, is patreon.com/pranicpath with multiple videos, audios, and books for your reading, listening, and visual pleasure. Thank you so much. It is always a treasure. And once again, the website for you, patreon.com/pranicpath. I trust you enjoyed the content there, and I trust you'll enjoy these readings as we'll continue. Shine bright. Keep that light within you. Take care. We'll see you soon, and stay in tune.